The final cycle I want to talk about in this lesson has to do with the nitrogen. Nitrogen is abundant in the atmosphere. It's 78% of our atmosphere. It's absolutely vital for proteins. So all living things need it to make their proteins. Of course, proteins are made of amino acids, as we've talked about. The problem is, of course, that the nitrogen gas that's in the atmosphere is unavailable to most living organisms. They cannot get at it. So we can't just breathe in nitrogen and use it in our bodies. So there's a cycle, though, that it goes through, and eventually the nitrogen is made available to plants and animals. So it's going to start here with the bacteria in the soil, and some of them live actually in the roots of plants, and they have the ability to convert that atmospheric nitrogen into forms that can be used. This process is called nitrogen fixation. Now, the process it goes through is first it becomes ammonium, then it becomes nitrite, and then finally it becomes nitrate, which plants can take up. Don't worry too much about that whole process of what's going on, but just know that the bacteria make it available to the plants take it up, and of course, once it's inside the plants, when we eat it, we can get access to it. And then as we create wastes, and other animals and plants do too, and after organisms die and they decompose, that nitrogen is returned to the soil as ammonia or ammonium compounds. Then there are other kinds of bacteria in the soil that can convert that nitrate into nitrogen gas. Actually, I missed a step there, from the ammonia back to the nitrate and then to the nitrogen gas. And then it gets released back into the atmosphere again. So the whole nitrogen cycle, of course, hinges on these bacteria, the bacteria that can fix the nitrogen, and then the bacteria that can convert the nitrogen back into gas. So here's an overview of this process. We're going to start here with nitrogen gas in the atmosphere, which is fixed by bacteria, which turn it into ammonium, eventually into nitrite, and then into nitrate, which is taken up by plants, and then when animals eat it, it becomes part of the animals. And then decomposers return that nitrogen back into the soil, into ammonium, and then it can recycle back to the plants, or some bacteria here denitrify or return that nitrate, the nitrogen and the nitrate back to the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen gas. So that's the whole process.